I'm Patrice Bisiot, author, executive coach, and the founder of Image Reading. So today's episode is in beautiful New York City on a spring day, and is about 3 ways managers demotivate employees. So let me carry you through my little story. Yesterday I was with my client who owns a very, very large international retail store, a chain. And basically, he assumed, after working with him a couple of weeks, that actually I got to realize that he thought every manager in place was totally fine, and he just wanted the overview, the result, the numbers, but really never got into knowing the personality of each of them. And what happened? HR started coming back to him and say, listen, we have a serious problem in that store. Okay, what's the problem? Well, the problem is the manager is actually a bully. Okay, now you have to look into it because also this is a liability. But in fact, all it came down to is, and let's call him Paul. Paul was all about pushing people to create revenue, to be the most successful store in the nation. And it's great. You want employees like that. But what you don't want is people just pushing for the sake of pushing. Only they need to remember people are human. And let me go back in time a little bit. When you were a kid and you were doing a great job, what happened? What did you want from mom, from dad, from whoever was around you? Validation, love, recognition. This is what motivates people. This is what motivates a child to become an adult. Well, guess what? Even in adulthood, we still carry the inner kid we have in us. Because if you don't hear once in a while, great job, it's amazing. Even you as a leader, you love hearing how great of a job you are. Maybe you just received an award. Maybe you had some sort of title that they gave you because they recognize your amazing work throughout the community, throughout the business, whatever area it is. Same thing here. So remembering that your employees are actually spending far more time in your company than they do at home. They need the nurturing. They need the love. They need the recognition just as much. And especially if you have someone that's doing a great job, motivate them, tell them, reassure them that their work is the contribution of the success of the company. That is the basic. Once again, this is not something that takes time. That's not something that's so difficult to apply. It just needs to be put into place. So therefore, all your great elements, you want to keep them forever, because again, you know how hard it is to find someone that you really need, the right fit, the right employee. Well, your managers need to remember that. They need to know that you cannot just pushing for the sake of pushing and making money and creating revenue. It is about caring for their team, caring for the employees. Tell them, bring them back to this place of love, because without it, no success can be created. So that was tip number 1. All right, mistake number 2 that's most commonly made, hiring and promoting the wrong people. So my client was actually telling me that one of his larger stores had that problem last year at some point. One of his managers was actually hiring his entire family. So what happened is, I'm talking mother, cousins, brothers, sisters, everyone was in there. And it's great because I am all about nurturing and providing and caring. But at the price of the company? No. And that is your job to doing, knowing what manager is employing who and for what reason, under what process. Because like in this store, because due diligence was not made, well, what happened is, not only the numbers were horrible, the revenues were absolutely atrocious. On top of it, everything was happening in there. Family conflict and absolute chaos was happening. So what ended up happening, clients were actually running away from the store. You can only imagine, because that was not the right thing to do. So your job is making sure there is a due process. Your managers, not only for their own jobs, but the team that they're going to hire are actually the people qualified for that. And I help implementing that because I have some process and some very tricky questions that are so good and so simple that they actually are determining if the person is for the right job. So remember, this is your job to hire and promote the right people. And finally, the third most commonly made mistake is tolerating poor performance. So once again, I was talking with my client yesterday, and he was telling me that it happened on several occasions where problem was brought up to him and saying, I think we have a problem with this manager. But instead of being involved, he sort of pushed the problem away and said, okay, just replace him or her. But in the process, of course, that hiring the right person is not an easy task. So it just became sort of like, well, it could probably be worse. Major and tragic mistake for a business, because if you are allowing the excellence level to go down a notch, just a notch, I'm not saying going from here there, just a notch, it's enough for a human behavior to think, oh, no one is telling me that from here, it's not working. Oh, how about I try 2 notches? Before you know it, they don't care. Before you know it, they are not involved themselves either, because no one is there to say, this is the wrong job, you are doing badly, and we need to reconsider you for your job and your performance. But if you're allowing it and you're not getting involved with the problem, nothing is going to happen. Only my client admitted it yesterday. He almost went for bankruptcy in some of his stores just because he was too busy delegating his power to other people and no one was doing anything about it. So remember, you are all about excellence. You are all about the best of level. You are the best of the best, and you're here to motivate to result the best. So you want to be that example. So remember, never allow poor performance, because the next thing is bankruptcy. All right. Thank you very much for your time. As always, like, comment, everything. Email me, info@patricebisiot.com. I'm here. I'm here for you, answering every question, and I will talk to you soon.